Hey there, I am Marianne from Thrive Admin Services and welcome to my channel. If your calendar is running your life, let's flip that today. I'm going to show you how you can set up time blocking in your calendar using classic Outlook on the desktop so you can protect your focus time, keep your admin under control, and stop that meeting madness with no fancy add-ins needed. Let's have a look. So the first thing we want to do is set your work hours each week, which will make your calendar look like your actual availability or the time that you are online so that people can see when you are physically available. Now, the way to do that is you can see at the moment mine is set up and it's the white space here in our calendar. So you can't quite see, but that's white under there and you can see this grey space. So at the moment it's got me finishing at 5 p.m. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change that so you can see the difference. So I'm going to go File, Options. I'm working on the classic version of Outlook on the desktop, but this will work the same way if you're on the new version and you'll follow the same sort of instructions. You'll go through settings on a web version. So here I'm going to click the calendar tab and up the top here I've got this option for work hours and location. Now this taps into one of the new Outlook sort of interfaces. So don't stress so much about the fact that it looks different. It is still connected to the current version you're working in. So you can see it's got my time zone and then it shows that I'm here Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. What I want to do is I'm going to leave those, but I'm actually going to take Friday off just by unticking here. It's not available at all. And I'm going to say that Thursdays I'm only around until 4 o'clock. So you'll see a difference there as well. So let's go save. And I'm going to leave Friday on and I'm going to take Monday off because that will be a much more noticeable thing. So let's go save and close. And if I click across now, Mondays are still there, but you can see, oh, there we go. It just took a minute for it to refresh. So you can see that my Mondays, this is next week's calendar. You can see Monday is now completely grey and it's 5 o'clock every day. And then it bumps up here on the Thursday to 4 p.m. Now, what does that mean? It means that if someone is looking to book an appointment with me, it's not going to show my availability outside of those hours. It means if I'm using bookings and linking to this calendar, it's never going to make a Monday available. So if you do something like a CEO day and you don't want to have appointments available or anyone else to know you're in, this is the way to do that. The other thing that you can do from those settings, if I just go back in here and options and calendar, see the other option that we've got is that we can choose the week numbers or the first week of the year and the first day of the week. So if you always have Mondays off, you might not want the Monday to show as your first day of the week. Or you might like to see Sunday at the beginning as opposed to Monday. So you can choose. If you work a part-time schedule and you might work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you can set the day to be your first day of the week and it'll push everything else out, which just makes it suit when you sit down and the way you look at your week. The other thing you can do here is the first week of the year is either your first full week, your first 4-day week, whatever you want it to be, so that based on which day of the week is your week, it will then determine how it starts rolling through and counting those weeks as well. All of this helps you to stop that Swiss cheese in your calendar and make it easier for you to block time when you've got a recurring pattern happening. So let's talk about another way that we can organize ourselves, and that is with our calendar appointments having a color code system. And in Outlook, that uses the feature of categories. Now, you can have a whole range of categories. There are certain colors that are available to you that you can work with, but it's super simple to do. And if you're a visual person, categories is a really helpful tool. So I'm going to just create an appointment here. So I'm just going to go new appointment and I'm going to call it prep board pack. And up here, I've got the option to categorize, and you can see I've got 3 here that I've created already. So we've got client work, deep work, or operations. So I'm going to mark this one as operations, save and close, and that's now correct. If I was to create another meeting here and just call it test and not give it a category, you can see my calendar is green naturally. Now, I might go back in and realize that this isn't the right color code. I might think, actually, it's not operations. I would consider this deep work. So what I can do is I can untick it and I could re-add it as deep work. I can also categorize it as multiple things. So I can have dual or as many categories as I like up here. And if I save and close that now, you'll see I've got both tab codes. So if I was to search or filter by category, whether I searched or filtered by operations or deep work, this appointment would come up. So keep that in mind. My top tip for you, now the other thing is you can go in here now and we can go all categories. So you can see I've got 3 here. There are lots of colors. You can get carried away, but my tip for you is to keep this really lean. Think in really broad categories. So you can see I've just got 3. I've gone client work, deep work, operations. Is it client facing? Is it internal? Is it focus work? So that at a glance, my calendar really should only have 3 colors. And if something comes in as a meeting from somebody else and I haven't color coded it, means I need to go in and just add that category myself in my calendar appointment so that I know what it relates to. Really handy way for you if you are a visual learner to be able to see where your time and energy is being spent in a week. Now, the last one I want to talk to you about is the way to create some core time blocks for yourself by adding a recurring appointment so that your important reflection time or that admin work or that debrief time that you need is always in your calendar, and it means that you're not pushing it out, which is what we all do. So the way we do that is that we create a new appointment, not a meeting. An appointment is something that is just for you. A meeting has guests. So we're going to go new appointment. I've selected 4 o'clock on a Monday. So we're going to go new appointment. And I'm just going to call it deep work end of day. And that might mean for me that that's where I'm going to do my inbox cleanup. I'm going to make my to-do list for tomorrow. I'm going to focus on getting myself organized, ready for the next day so that I'm not feeling frazzled when I shut everything down. I'm going to show as busy, not out of office, sorry. I'm going to show that as busy so that it doesn't make me available in the calendar to anybody else. And then I'm going to click this one, which is my recurrence button. And I am going to make sure that it happens every week on a Monday, but I'm also going to do it on a Friday. So I'm doing one on a Monday, and then I'm doing it again at my end of week reset. I could do it daily. I could do it at different times if I want, but I'm going to keep it at weekly. If I was to make it daily, I can make it every weekday. If I make it monthly, I could make it the 3rd Monday of each month or on a specific day, on the 14th we do this. But in this instance, I'm just going to go with Mondays and Fridays. It's going to start here. And then I can set, here I can mark whether it's going to have an end date or whether it's just going to keep going. So I'm going to set it with no end date. And so you can see now it happens every Monday and Friday. My reminder, I'm going to set a reminder 5 minutes before, just so that I know it's time for me to stop all the other things and get ready for that. And then here, I would just pop some notes in. So I might pop in here to review, inbox, delegate, action, delete, and my day tomorrow, notes for meetings, scan calendar. Okay, so this would just appear then every time as my little checklist. And I am going to now categorize that as deep work. And I'm going to save and close. And it's automatically popped these 2 up. And it means that if anybody wanted to book an appointment with me at 4 o'clock on a Monday, it's going to show me as busy. So they can't book it automatically, or it's not going to show me as available. So there you have it. 3 ways you can use your calendar in Outlook to help manage your time yourself. not reliant on other people booking appointments, and not reliant on paper and the mental load to keep track of everything. So using your work hours to set yourself up as available so that other people can't book appointments when you're physically not around. Using categories to color code so that you can see where your time and energy is being spent. And then using a recurring appointment for those deep work appointments with yourself to get things done so that you can get the work done that is sitting in the back of your head without someone else taking up all of your time. If you found this video helpful, then please like the video, share it with those that you work with who you think would benefit from some of these tips, and subscribe to get more updates on all things Microsoft 365 here live, freely available every week. If you want deeper training and systems that map to your business and your workload, then check out Thrive Academy. The link is in the description. Tell me in the comments as well, which block is the hardest for you to protect? Is there something that you work on that's really tricky? And how are you trying to improve that this year? Cheers.